Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Challenge Cup semi-final preview. That is right, Challenge Cup semi-final. We have got 4 teams left in the challenge. If you've not seen the Champions semi-final preview, it will be out. I'll put a little eye thing. I think it's up there. I can't exactly remember, but yeah. So yeah, we've got 2 games. We've got the Sharks versus Clermont, and we've got Gloucester versus Benetton. 2 exciting games, 2 games that honestly could swing either way. And yeah, let's get into it. So the first game happening is the Sharks against Clermont. Now this game is being played at the Twickenham Stoop due to the fact that South Africa aren't allowed to host semi-finals in the final for some reason. Not 100% sure why. So the Sharks had to pick a stadium and they picked Twickenham Stoop in London. So that game is being played there. I think that this is actually a minor disadvantage for the Sharks, due to the fact that we all know how poor they can be outside of Europe. Now, not outside of Europe, outside of South Africa. Now, I know they did just get a win against Scarlets in Wales last weekend, and I know that they have gotten wins in Europe, but I think against a team that is actually semi-decent, no offence to some of the teams they've beaten in Europe, but the teams they've beaten in Europe haven't been top quality teams, and the team they're coming up against now, Clermont are a really strong team. Now, of course, semi-final games can swing either way, but I suspect the French side will take the win. If I'm going to be honest, excuse me. Yeah, I think Clermont will win this. Although Sharks, we all know what they're like. I would imagine the team is packed full of World Cup winners. So, and especially South Africans, they'll know what it's like to win games that they might not be favourites in, and they might be up against it, but they still somehow find a way to win. And that is kind of South Africa's whole thing at the minute. And I think that the Sharks will put on a good display, but I think Clermont will be slightly too strong for them. The way Sharks play with the bruising forwards plays slightly into Clermont's hands, where Clermont also does that. Are incredibly physical. I think this game will be a physical game. I'm going to be honest, both of these teams like playing the physical side of it with big heavy forwards. So I think you'll see a lot of scrummages, a lot of mauls, and a lot of 50-50 collisions, big collisions, and that's always great to see. But I do think the French side will take this. I'm going to be honest, I think I've said that several times now. But yeah, moving on to the next game, we've got Gloucester versus Benetton, and Gloucester have mixed fortunes. You know, they've completely bummed up in the Premiership. You know, they're not going to qualify for the knockout stages. They're second bottom, I believe, only to Newcastle, who, in my opinion, shouldn't be in the Premiership. They're lucky that there's been no relegation for the past 3 years. Yeah, Gloucester, they've struggled, but in Europe they've been a lot better. You know, they've been better. Obviously, they've been better. They're in the semi-final. I believe they're also unbeaten in Europe, which, yeah, a big game for them. They're at home to Benetton, who also have actually been doing really well in both the URC and Europe. You know, they're heavy tip to make the knockouts, although I don't think they've got an easier game now. They've got this, and then they're going off to South Africa, and I don't know if it's just going to get slightly too much for the Italian side. I'm going to be honest, I think Gloucester are going to win this game. It is in England at Gloucester at the King's Home. And yeah, I think Gloucester will be too strong for Benetton. Now, this is not saying Benetton can't do it, because it's obvious Benetton are known to do it. You know, they nearly beat Ulster in Ireland. They've beaten Edinburgh in Edinburgh. Both of those teams, I would probably say, are better than Gloucester. Now, I know Gloucester's beaten Edinburgh this season, but yeah, Benetton have already proved that they can win away from home against better sides, is what I'm trying to say. However, I think that just the scale of the game, Gloucester have been in this position before. I not sure off the top of my head how many times Benetton have made it this far. Gloucester, I know for a fact, have made it this far several times. I remember they won the Challenge Cup back in 2015. I know because Edinburgh won the final. But so that proves that Gloucester probably have a better idea how to play knockout rugby. And you look at the players, you know, they do have England internationals. They have internationals from everywhere. They have a few Scotland ones. Not that Scotland players know how to do knockout stages that well either. But yeah, I think we'll have a Claremont-Gloucester final. But I think both these games are going to be close. The way I can see Gloucester-Benetton being played is the way both teams like to play is very expansive. I can see, you know, similar to how I predicted the Toulouse Harlequins to go in the Champions, I think this game could be quite high scoring. I think this could be try galore. I believe this will just be who scores more points. Excuse me. More than who can shut the other one out. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the games. Let me know yours. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. Until next time, I shall see you legends later.